here is represent the four elements. So this represents the element of air, this represents the element of water, this represents the element of fire, and this represents the element of the earth. So these are the four elements. If we say the gods have gone to faith, if we say the universal forces withdrew into themselves, this is what we are talking about. So yesterday, or this dawn from 1 a.m. till this morning 6 to 7 a.m., this is the work we've been doing inside. So the main four elements of the universe are in the room there. So after the ceremony were done, these are the herbs individually prepared for each of the four elements. So what we have here is the element of air. So if you have any issue that has to do with oxygen, your lungs, or whatever organs that control that needs air to work within your body state. Even our body organs has air oxygen or air to operate with. So this is air element, and it has a whole lot of things. A whole lot of things. Spiritual, physical, whatever thing you want. It is here. And this is what controls the entire air element. For us to have air within, oxygen around, this is what constitutes that. So the herbs in here represent air herbs. So we select the air herbs specifically for this purpose. And the color white represents the air element. The color black represents the water element. And what we have here, the herbs that have been prepared here, are herbs for water element. So if you have shortage of water within your body state, sometimes you go to hospital, they say you lack water. What your water element is down. What does it mean? Sometimes it's not just about spiritual. Sometimes our own physical body state can have lack of water. So we have the water herbs. There are specific herbs that are for water elements. So we gather them and we empower them in the holy room where we have the four elements being established. So this represents the element of the water. So this is what we have here. And it can help with whatever. This is representing the fire element. So the fire element is represented by the color red. And the herbs in here are fire herbs that are specifically prepared in the holy room with the main element of fire. So sometimes you get malaria, or you say that your body temperature has gone up. You will not understand where the heat energy is coming from your own body state. That should tell you that we have heat energy or heat element within our body state. So this is what, and mind you, when we say heat element, or you go to hospital, they say your temperature is up, it's not a bad thing. That means that your heat energies within your human state are working. So if you have any infection within your human state and your immune system have to fight that infection, that means that your heat energy has to trigger for you to know that there is something happening within your body state. So this is what represents that heat energy we have within our human state and the whole universe. Over here, we have what constitutes the earth element. The earth element, you can call them calcium, zinc, magnesium, or whatever we have in the blood. So you go to hospital, they say your blood is down. These herbs here are earth element herbs. These herbs here can boost your immune system, can boost your zinc level, your calcium level, mention all of them. Your blood hemoglobin this can help you with. We can prepare this for you to boil and drink to boost your human, immune system. So this is representing the earth element, and this color is the color representing the earth element. It's a mixture of all colors. If you look at the air element, it's only color white. If you go to the water element, it's only color black. If you go to the fire element, it's only color red. But when you come to the earth element, it's the mixture of the three colors. So we have white here, we have black here, we have red here. So it's a mixture of all colors. So what is here is representing the four elements. That is the reason why inside the earth you can still find heat energy in the earth. Inside the earth you can still find water energy within the earth. Inside the earth you can still find what? Air within the earth. So this constitutes the four. That is why we call the earth as Mother Earth, because it gives all the four elements. So what we have here is the herbs are specifically for earth elements. So if you have problem with blood hemoglobin and other stuff that has to do with your earth element, this is the solution. This is what we can do for you. And these four elements that you are seeing here are all prepared in the holy room, where we have the main four elements that control the entire universe. And mind you, when we say the universal energies have withdrawn, or we say the voodoos have gone to fail, what we are talking about is these four energies. Because all the voodoos in this universe is either the voodoo is wearing color white, or the voodoo is wearing color black, or the voodoo is wearing color red, or the voodoo is wearing a mixture of colors. There is no voodoo in this life that does not fall on these four energies here. So this is what represents the totality of creation. So these are the four elements that was used to create everything. So if you have any question, you can ask. Yes. You see, water. You see, if you look at the sea color, when you fetch it like this, you see it as white. But when you go to the seaside, you don't see it as white. You see it as blue-black. You understand? So the color for water is not white. When you fetch it in your hand, it looks like colorless. But when you go to the mother water body, it's never white. There is no water anywhere that is wearing color. What is the name? White. All the colors you see for water is either sea blue or deep blue or black. Well, you see, when you go to a Afan priest and you do divinations, the 256 code of Afan fall on these four elements. You understand? When you come to Afan, we have 16 primary states, or what we call 16 mother states. And these 16 mother states falls on this. This one is having 4 from that 16. This is also having 4 from that 16. This is also having 4 from that 16. This is also having 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus this, 12. Plus this, 16. So all the 16 mother states of a fan, or all the 16 Afan states, this is what represents all. For the 256 Afan states, these four colors represent all the 256 Afan states. So if you throw a Divana chain, if you throw the color, the code that comes will speak about any of this color. It's very unfortunate that when the code comes today, the priest will not be able to tell you that this fall on this color or fall on the other color. For example, if we have Fumeji, how would the priest know that Fumeji fall under either a mixture of all colors, red color, black color, or white color? This is the problem we have, because we have lost focus. We have lost track on our ancestral knowledge. So this is what we are trying to bring back for, you know, for humanity, for all of us to be able to. Yes. Its nature. You see, there is color brown within. But what our ancestors want you to know is that these are the four colors that govern the entire creation. But within this man, there are all colors. You understand? If you mix black and white, you get different color. When you add red color to it, it will turn to different color. You understand? So this is what it means. But for you to understand that this element of air, this element of water, this element of fire, these three establish the earth. This is the earth element. So these three establish this earth element here. That is why you can find all the color code of these three within the state of the earth element. So the earth element constitutes or have within each state the other three states. I understand your question. When you come into advanced cosmology, the for air is called B, Bmeji within Afan. So B is a white color within Afan state, and B represents air. When you take B, for instance, you see this. There are four other codes exist within B. So we have B, we have Ablameji, we have Aklameji. You understand? These are all substates of B. So when we say B, B is white, which is air element. But within B, we have Abla, which represents motion, which is also air element. Which is also air element. We have Aklameji, is also a female energy within B, which is also under earth element. Aklameji is not in motion. It is only Ablameji that is in motion. Aklameji is talking about separation. You understand? Separation of two things. Akla. Kla. When you go to the accounts, they say the word kla or kra. Mikrao. Mikra. The word kra actually is to depart. It's clear. Right now, if Osofo Bento want to leave, he will use the word kra, meaning he is departing. But more often, we used to confuse the word kra to soul, which is not true. The word kra is an element for depart. But the reason why they are trying to connect kra to soul is because when women die, we think the soul departs from the body. That is why the kra is coming. Because the soul is using the kra energy to. So that is separation. But the soul itself is not kra. It uses only the kra energy to do its separation. You understand? That kra or kra within the first state is what we call acclamation, which represents separation. A blah, motion. Yeah. Yes, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Put yourself into motion. Blah. Yeah. So ablameji. Da blah, da blah. So that is it. So when you come to this man, is Yeku, black. Yeku is black. Yeku Meji is black. Yeku Meji is black. So there are other codes that falls within the state of Yeku Meji. There are other four advanced states that exist within Yeku Meji. Same as Loso. Other four codes that exist within the state of Loso Meji. When you go to Lete Meji, that is Lete, the earth element. It's also having within its state four. You understand? So four here, making the 16th primary state of Afan. So that when you learn divination, when you throw Bele, the code that will appear, automatically you have to know the color of that code. Automatically you have to know the element of that code. This is the mistake that we have been doing. So if you throw the Bele, And it's talking about earth element. It's talking about fire element. If you don't know, you only go and miss some water element helps for the person. You are killing the person rather. Thinking you are helping the person, but you are killing the person because you don't know the code, the nature of it. The element of that code is not known to you. And the color code for that code is also not known to you. So when you are selecting your herbs, for instance, these same 16 primary states of Afan represent your internal organs. Yeah. So if you want to know from the brain to whatever kidney, liver, lung, heart, or all of those things, it is the same 16 codes of Afan that gives us our internal organs from the brain too. The water is not the second element to come. It's rather the third element. Fire element was let me give you this way. You want to know about cosmology, right? When you come to, I will explain the reason why our ancestors established this is the original arrangement of the course. I did not just intercept or interchange anything. So meaning right from the white to black. So from that is why. That is why. Can't you see when you're writing the Afan code, you see one stroke. Then you see two stroke. That one stroke is B. The true stroke you see is Yaku. So that is why the two things that created the entire universe is Beku. These two things, black and white, is what created the entire universe. You understand? That is why we are seeing these two here. And the center core of everything is Loso. It's fire. So establishment happened. So from creation, when you come to Afan cosmology, the creation happened out of explosion. I will not go detail. So when the explosion happened, there were already the air element. And when the air element, this is the exploded universe. And the air element already took part as B. Now, the second code or element that came within the state of B is the Kuliao, what we call the element of the earth. They came second, but in that state, they were not formed as earth. They were just small particles coming to form a rock. You understand? So when they were playing with one another, then the heat energies came. And the heat energy came to represent the soul of every seed that are trying to, mingle with one another to form a solid ground. You understand? So when the heat energy came, what happened? The Kuliao or the earth element that are trying to survive receive heat energy. So in their mind, they think they are going to die. So they were screaming, crying. When you go to when you go to Poli Besan, it is there clear that when the Kuliao or the earth element came, after the fire element came to mingle with them. So the creative seed element started feeling the heat and they were crying, calling for the water element to come and cool tempers. So when the water element came finally, at that time, the earth already formed. So when the water element came, they came to cover the entire earth. That is why if you go into Polik Besan, we call it Fumakba. There is a song there. I can sing for you. So when the water element came, they covered the entire earth. There is no part of the earth that you can see. What you can see as earth is water. So we call it Fumakba in Besan. So the earth became a water stone that you cannot see, lives within So when the water impregnates the creative seed, when it's time for them to germinate, then the water moves to one side for the creative seed to come out. Remember, for anything to have a movement, for anything to have motion, comes from the word abla or ablameji. You understand? Which already exists within the exploded universe before the coming of these three people or three elements. You understand? This is a deep cosmology I'm giving you. Things that are hidden in my book that I want to ask the question to make you I think we will end it here then. So these are the four elements that govern the entire universe. So if you go to hospital, they say you have oxygen problem. That should tell you that this is the element of oxygen, air. So if you have lung, whatever organs that control or have to do with exactly. So we have specific herbs for the air element. We have only air element herbs which you can use to solve when there is a need for air issues. Water element. If you go to hospital, they say you're short of water. What happened before you short of water? Sometimes you cannot explain. But we have water herbs that you can use or boil, drink for you to, yeah. So you go to hospital, they say your temperature is up. It's not about the negative aspect of the temperature. That should tell you that there is a element of heat within everything in the universe. So when you have an infection within your body state, the heat element must fight and give you signal, raise your body temperature, that there is problem in your system. So your heat element is alerting you to know that there is a problem for you to follow or take care of. You understand? The same as the earth element. You have problem with your blood hemoglobin. Your zinc level is down, your calcium or whatever, magnesium, whatever is down. So we have specific herbs for earth element that you can boil to, help yourself to regain your blood hemoglobin strength or whatever. So this is what established the entire universe. There is nothing in this universe that does not constitute or have these four elements. Let me answer your question in this way. Sometimes you see people talking about juju or using African power or African magic to attack somebody. When the person gather herbs of fire element and apply this on you, what it means is that it's going to attack your fire element within your body state. If somebody organize, bring together an element of the earth herbs and put the creative sound formulas on it, mention your name and send you this power, what it means is that you go to hospital and they will tell you that your blood is down. They can even supply you, give you blood. Within a few weeks, they will tell you that the blood is down again. You don't understand. You don't know what is happening because this element is being applied on you and is having negative effect on you. So, science cannot be able to tell you why the blood is going down. That aspect is blank to medical science. With what I have explained so far, you should be able to know that if you have problems of under the air element, you can be helped. If you have problem with the water element, you can be helped. Fire or the earth element.